ultimate power in the universe.
Last we will reveal ourselves.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now tuned into LightSaber Radio. If you only knew the power of God's.
Here it comes.
Let's go.
You are now tuned into LightSaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
The LightSaber Radio, the most outrageous Star Wars show on the web. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you will be notified of all of our future episodes. Also, don't forget to press that like button. It helps get these videos in front of other Star Wars fans so they can get in on the outrageousness. So how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing all right.
That was very exciting.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Woohoo! Welcome
You're supposed to be
back.
excited. I'm back. I'm back,
Is that
everybody. Had a great little vacation. Got to see some stuff. Got to do some stuff. Not really. Didn't get really
Not
see
me to yell on the
anything.
mic like that. That was another level of me I haven't accessed in a while.
You got to get out there. So today we're going to be missing Kim and Garrison. Garrison is having a problem with the Wi-Fi at the hotel that he's staying at for his job because, you know, he's working out of the state. And Kim is on vacation right now. She went on vacation as soon as I came back. So, you know, yeah, it kind of sucks. But, hey, we're trying to get out of the way now because, you know, once Kenobi hits.
There ain't no vacation.
It's
No
gonna
vac-
happen.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
excited. I'm pulling an all-nighter just to watch it. I'm stoked.
Me too. I'm not sleeping. I'm
nope.
staying awake.
Ain't no sleep?
I am, like, dude, I am so excited about what's going on within, like, the things that I've been seeing, the things that McGregor is saying, the things that Hayden is saying, the things that everybody's talking about it, like, and like some of the leaked scenes that's been running around on set scenes and stuff like that. Like, dude, this looks like it's going to be really, really good. I'm super excited. I told myself, though, I told my fucking self, I said, I am not going to get excited about this because if they screw it up, I'm going to be mad. But I can't help it. I'm excited. Like, I haven't been this excited since they announced the prequel trilogy.
So, Chris, it depends. Like, here in Idaho, it'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning for me. Like, between 12:30 and 1 o'clock is when it drops. So I don't know exactly. I don't know. I can't remember. Are you a Minnesota boy? I know you're a Vikings fan. That's why you and I bond. But I don't know if you're in Minnesota or not. If you kind of are, it'd be more like Kyle's time. What would that be? Midnight exactly for you?
No, I don't come out. Usually it drops for me about 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
My time. So I think it's like 1 o'clock everybody's time. It drops. So if it drops on the East Coast at like 1, it'll be. No, I think mine is like actually like 2 o'clock that it drops, if I remember. At least that's when it was on like Bad Batch and on Book of Boba Fett. It would drop at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Because I know I would be going to bed. I would go to bed on Thursday night at like 8 o'clock. So I could wake up at like 1 and I'd have enough sleep that I'd be cool. So I could just watch it all. Yeah, so you're in Central Time. So I think if I'm not mistaken, Chris, it'll be like 2 o'clock in the morning our time because it drops all at the same time. I think it drops midnight on the East Coast. And then, so it's like midnight East Coast Eastern time. And that's like far Eastern, like the East, whatever that other one is. It's not Eastern time. It's like whatever like New Hampshire and shit is. Cause they're on a different time zone than Eastern time. It's like 1 hour before that. I think that's how it does. Or it might be 1 o'clock our time. I can't remember shit. Whenever time it comes on, just be there to watch it because it's gonna be
just
dope.
stay up. Just stay up. That's what I'm doing. I'm just pulling an all-nighter. I'm gonna watch 2 episodes and then try to pull a 12-hour shift and see if I'm gonna be okay on Friday.
I'm telling you,
It's worth it though.
it says 3 a.m. Eastern time. So that would be like 2 a.m. my time, right? Because it goes down, going towards from east to west. It goes down. So yeah, it's like 2 o'clock our time. I know it was something like that. I know whatever time it started at on Eastern time, then it's exactly the difference in hours, whatever the time zones is. They drop it everywhere at the exact same time. It sucked because, you know, a lot of times we would be talking about stuff and poor Charlie used to be like, I have no idea because it ain't even came out yet. It'll come out till tonight. And we're like, we already seen it. So she'd be like, quit spoiling shit. We'd be putting shit on our chat. She'd be all upset, like, I'm sorry, but it's dope. We got to talk about this. It was good. I got to talk about it. But yeah. So that's one of the reasons. I know y'all did y'all's predictions on Wednesday. Or on Saturday on what you guys thought. Everybody knows my prediction. I think it's gonna be real story driven. It's gonna be slow. I mean, it's not gonna be super action packed, but it's gonna have some action. But it's gonna be more story driven. It's gonna have a good story. This is my prediction, and everybody already knows this. But we thought that it would be fun to check out some reaction or give our reaction to. And I don't know if you guys seen it. If you haven't seen it, go and watch this thing. It is hilarious. It's basically Ewan McGregor and
Hayden
Christensen. They're talking. They're on agree to disagree, and they're talking about So it's on Ladbible TV. You can go watch the whole video over there if you want to. Definitely go check them out. They be having some funny stuff.
Oh man, they had the Emily Olsen and Benedict Cumberbatch doing the agree to disagree about the Marvel universe. They got a whole list of people. I mean, it's worth it, especially the Hayden and Ewan one. That one, yeah. I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Dude, that shit is like, I watched it. The only thing that sucks is because I wish this was a blind reaction. But the only reason I thought about doing a video about this today, because we technically, guys, I'll be honest with you, we had nothing for this Wednesday's video. This Wednesday's live, we didn't have nothing. I was on vacation until I got back to Missouri this morning. So I didn't have nothing. We didn't talk about nothing. We haven't communicated because my daughter was graduating. I had my grandkids and everything. So I didn't have a chance to really even sit down and think. Nobody was really even thinking about today's episode. So I just came up with something at the last minute. It was like 7 o'clock. Like, well, man, my time. I was like, oh man, what are we going to talk about? And it just happened to pop up on my things to watch on YouTube, and I watched it, and I was like, oh man, we got to talk about this. I didn't even know CJ had seen it yet.
I've had a bad day, and when we got done with what we had to go through today, I sat in front of my TV, and I put on YouTube. It was the first thing recommended for you, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh, it's Ewan and Hayden. I'm still watching this. Yeah. And I've never been so happy to watch those two just interact other than in Star Wars itself.
Dude, it is crazy. Like, if you would, like, when you watch their interviews and stuff, like, because, we've all watched a bunch of their interviews and stuff like that. But when you watch their interviews, it is like, them two could be married. I can't wait to see them on set. Like, to see Obi-Wan, because they work so well together. Like, they answer each other, and they the way that they look at each other and stuff like that, you would think that they had a thing going on or something. Their interactions is so well. So, it's just like, I just can't, like, it makes me more excited to watch the series. And you'll see as we go through this. So let's just go ahead on and get started. It's only like 10 minutes, but we can't play the whole thing. We'll get things, so we're gonna be stopping a lot and talking about it. We're gonna give you guys our true reaction to what is going on. So let's go ahead on and do it. How do we do it? I think that's how we do it. Okay, there we go.
I love the background. They really went all out on this. I have to say that first and foremost. They really did. And it's just, you could tell they were like, yo, we're having Darth Vader and Obi-Wan talk. We got to do the red versus blue. We have to.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Do you think you've got the most dedicated fan base?
Feels that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Star Trek fans might have something to say about that, but
And Marvel as well, of course.
Yeah, well.
Okay, wait a minute.
He's got some personal
his reaction to that
Marvel.
shit is hilarious because he's like, yeah, well, whatever, screw them. You know what I'm saying? It's all about Star Wars. That's somebody that's not only playing a part, but that is a true fan. That is a true fan of Star Wars. Not just because he played the part, because there's some people that play parts and don't even like what they're playing in. They just get a check. But you can tell that he really is a Star Wars fan. He's one of those people that's really a Star Wars fan.
I wonder if he went for a role in Marvel and they turned him down because of Star Wars, and he was like, "Fuck you guys! The first chance I get, I'm gonna get you." And well, Ladbible is a very, very very popular YouTube page. There's a lot of views on this video itself. Like that, if you're gonna say "fuck you" to Marvel, that's the one way to do it.
I was just look at his face. He's like, and you got Hayden like, yeah. Marvel's pretty dope though. You got
Marvel might be offering me a job if I say the right thing.
You might have just screwed up your opportunity. You got Will Smith.
Oh,
You just smack Marvel in the face. You're not gonna ever get a job again. Hey man, I gotta ask you this before we move on. Do you want to see the new Pirates of the Caribbean?
Nope. Jack
I don't want to
ain't
see it without Johnny Depp in it. Johnny Depp
ain't gonna
makes
be
the
in it,
whole.
I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it neither. It's like, dude, I liked all the other ones. I liked the Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp made the movies. Without Johnny Depp, the movies is not the same. It's not gonna be good. I don't even want to have no plan to go see it. Like I seen the little thing and I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. All right, let's get back to it. We're talking about Star Wars here.
This can get competitive quickly, I think.
Yeah. Just to see how dark the dark side you're on. You never know with you how deeply into the dark side you are.
Yeah, that's true. Shall we?
Okay, why is Ewing over there telling Hayden like we know you go to the dark side, but how far down dark do you go? I don't know. That's just I don't know if they're putting on a show because they're on video and they're getting their little part in or whatever you want to call it. But honestly, like I said, the way that they interact is just funny. It's phenomenal. It just really is. It's really good the way they act.
This is brothers. I just see brothers right there. I don't see two actors. I don't see two people that just had a role in a famous, franchise. I see brothers sitting across from each other about to have a civil argument, which honestly they probably took out later on with some lightsaber battling. I'm not going to lie. I could see them like they get mad at each other. They both grab those sticks that they talk about and they just fucking start welling on each other and seeing who wins.
They probably do that on set. They get mad at each other and throw shit at each other.
Right.
All right, let's keep it moving. This thing is like 10 minutes. I'm gonna skip through some of it because some of it they're just talking about stuff that we all know anyway. So there ain't no point in going through the whole thing. But I want to get all the questions.
Are we gonna hit that story with Hayden and Ewan on the motorbike?
Yeah, it's on there.
Can we play it? I think that's a
we
funny
can play
story.
parts of it. Only thing I'm just worried about, I don't want to get no copyright shit. So
that's fair.
We gotta skip through some things. We can't. Yeah, we gotta be careful because it'll kick us off again. And I think we're on like strike 3 or strike 2 or whatever. I know we've been kicked off a couple times, so we don't want to get kicked off again. Which I don't know how other people play whole movies and you be like, how did y'all get the rights to do that? How did y'all get the okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me what's up so I can do it. All right, let's go.
Red is the coolest color of lightsaber.
What is your guess? What do you think? Who picks what? Do you think Hayden picks red and Ewing picks blue, or do you think that they both pick red or both pick blue? What do you think?
I already know where Ewan's going personally. Like even when I watched this the very first time, I already knew exactly which way he was going because he is Obi-Wan Kenobi. So he's not gonna pick red. Like that was an instant when you look at him, he just doesn't look like an angry person to pick red. Hayden with me though, when I watched this and what I'm thinking now, even now I forgot which way he went, but I really feel like he's gonna go red. He just has that personality that he likes that color. It's like a dominant color. So
Chris said combine them together and you get purple. That's the coolest.
Yeah, right down the middle. If you look down the middle of it, it's all purple.
All right, let's see what they pick.
3, 2, 1.
Well, there you are.
Yeah. I mean, I could be both sides of this line, in truth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was always blue.
You were always blue.
Sam is...
He's like, I could be right down the middle. You can tell Hayden's playing both roles. He's playing Anakin and he's playing Darth Vader. But you was like, no, I always been blue. I'm damn it, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, I gotta pick blue. Like, I wonder if they did sit there and they talked about it before the guy asked the questions, if they were gave a preview of the questions, and then they were asked if they thought about it and was like, all right, I'm gonna pick this, you pick this. We got to play character. We got to be in character.
Kind of like the WWE, where if you're the heel, you got to act like a heel.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Jackson was purple.
Obviously purple, yeah.
And that was like something that he said, I'll play the role. And nowadays, they're different. They're different now. I sort of missed the old ones, to be honest.
Well, basically,
nice
right there, they
feeling.
were just talking
Yeah.
about the metal.
Yeah, they were real clash together. Yeah, no, it's the good old days. Lightsabers aren't where they used to be.
Darth Vader is the best villain in movie history. 3, 2, 1.
You know they are.
Oh yeah, that's a strong agree.
Well played.
Yeah.
They both went straight to agree. Now I'm gonna play a little bit of this part. I can't play the whole thing because, like I said, we can only use a limited amount of what we can play. But I like what Ewing says here because it made me feel the same way. Like, it made me go back to when I was young and the first time I seen Darth Vader.
I can't think of anyone else as
Yeah, I mean,
more a villain than him.
strongly agree.
Very scary to see him, you know. I didn't work with Darth Vader in episode 1 to 3 because he wasn't, you weren't him yet. But
I like the way he says that. You wasn't him yet. Like, wait a minute, I'm not Darth Vader. I mean, I played Darth Vader. He said it almost like, you are Darth Vader. You are Darth Vader, and that's it. There isn't no way around it. Like, he just had that look at him like, you are Darth Vader. I'm kind of scared of you now.
I got a slight intimidation towards you.
then in this series that we've just made, to see you coming at me with that, it's like made me feel like I was 7 years old again. Like, the fear that went through me was genuine. I've never had that acting before, where you have a actual like fear moment, but I felt that when I turned around and there you were,
Yeah.
with like 7 feet tall with the helmet. And
It had been 17, 18 years since I last put it on, and what an experience.
Pause it real
I mean,
fast. I know that's a fucking lie. You know he runs around his house with the helmet on. Come on, man.
Him and his wife be doing or his girl be doing some freaky deaky stuff with the Darth Vader outfit on.
I know for a fact he's got a helmet. I know.
Put on the
George
Vader
gave
and
him
pull
a
out that
helmet.
other lightsaber.
God, are you using the red condom tonight?
No, use the blue one. I want you to be Anakin.
I want to watch you turn. Oh no.
But no, I can't believe it. I mean, and the way Ewing just described that, it's like almost, he's like, the way he described it is like, it brought me back to the way I felt when I was a kid. The first time I seen Darth Vader. And that first scene of, not New Hope, because I was like 0 when it came out. I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't born until November of '77. But the first time, I've seen him and remember seeing him, dude, Darth Vader was scary as hell. And for the way he just described it, it just makes you think, oh, that's, scary. He's like, dude, I was actually scared when I turned around and looked at you. Like, it brought me back to being like 7 years old. And that's see, when they say things like that, that gets me more excited to see the series. Like, I want to see what happens. I really, really want to see what
And I'm
happens.
gonna really be looking for that reaction. Like, when that initial meetup happens in the show, I'm gonna be watching Ewan's face. I want to, because like he says, he actually had that fear. He was like that. Oh shit, that's Darth Vader. Like, oh man, kind of like that. When you get scolded by your parent, you got your head down, you're scared for the moment, like you're about to get your ass whooped. That, I wonder if he had that reaction of like, oh shit, this is Darth Vader. Oh no, oh no, oh no, kind of reaction to it, because like, he's such a good actor. And if you've seen him in any other work other than Star Wars, he really does tap into the role. So for him to come back with all that knowledge from previous roles, playing in scary movies and all that, I wonder if he channeled some of that outside stuff into this to increase Obi-Wan's reactions. Because Obi-Wan was just a snarky, cocky, and you people can argue with me about this, but in Attack of the Clones, that was the cockiest Obi-Wan I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
We came to rescue you. good job. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
I just
Another
wanna
thing
s-
I wanted to point out, have you noticed how deep Hayden Christensen's voice has got?
Oh man.
Dude, his voice is deep as shit. Like, holy crap, man. Like, it was kind of like, to remember him back in the movies to him talking now, it's like, dude, that's like, totally, it's different. It's like, he didn't have that voice was not that deep in the original, in the prequel trilogy. So for him to talk right now, like, it's just, it's almost shocking it's the same person. Like, his voice is, like, matured so much.
Well, in that too, with that too, like they aged. They both. We've always talked about Ewan's aging. He has the formula of aging gracefully. Like he is a gorgeous man. But Hayden, after all the ridicule and all the hatred that he got after it, he honestly still looks like he's in his late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's in his mid 30s, early 40s, right? I believe.
I don't know how old he is.
Now I gotta look this up. It's gonna bug me.
Chris put on here, he said, probably doing some voice exercises to sound like Vader. I've been asking, I was wondering if he did the voice of Vader or if they brought back brain fart.
He's 41. Yeah, I was right. Cool. Early 40s.
Brain fart. Who did the original voice of Vader?
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Yeah, my brain wasn't.
I
working.
wonder if he just did that so like in the scenes, because they do the voiceover and stuff and they dub it and all that. I wonder if he used the voice coaching to do a deep voice in those acting scenes, and then when they went back, they added James's voice and kind of made it more intimidating. Yeah, I could see it because like, how could you if he had prime example, Ray Park. Ray Park has a high-pitched voice. That's why they went and got a voice actor to do the voiceover for Ray Park, because Ray Park had this English high-pitched voice. So like in Hayden, if you watch 1, 2, or not 1, 2, and 3, but 2 and 3, he kind of had that boyish teenage attitude voice. It wasn't much of an adult, but it wasn't childish. It was right there in the middle where you'd have his moments. So with this, I could see him doing some voice acting and turning around and getting real low kind of stuff. It just, I could see it just for the scenes itself in Vader's helmet.
Yeah. I don't know if he could do. I don't know if anybody could do it like James Earl Jones though. I mean, like, that's why I'm looking it up right now. I don't know. It's not saying anywhere on here that James Earl Jones is going to voice Darth Vader. I would hope that he would, because, I mean, you can't have... As long as he's there, you should be paying the money to get him to do it. He's been Vader forever. So, I mean, it would be kind of stupid.
He did Vader in Rebels.
He did Vader in...
Rogue One.
In Rebels. So, I don't know why he wouldn't do it now. I don't know. Hopefully we'll see. All right, let's go. Let's play some more.
It's an incredible costume.
Yeah.
Do you feel evil in it?
You can't help not, but I mean, it really informs the way you feel. Yeah, you do.
Motorbikes are the best form of travel. 3.
Okay. So what do you think that they say? Well,
so I've watched documentaries on Ewan. It's a strong agree with Ewan, and I think it's just agree with Hayden.
Okay, let's see. I think he disagreed. I think he said it. I can't remember now. Let's find out.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with agree because I don't really ride motorbikes, but I love dirt bikes.
Yeah.
The first time I was on a bike was actually with you. I don't know if you remember, but when
In Sydney.
Actually, here in London.
Oh.
Yeah. When we first got to London to do some of the additional photography.
Yeah.
You came and picked me up at the hotel and went for a ride on your bike. And,
Oh yeah.
You were fast. I was holding on for dear life.
I love it.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
I
my
ain't gonna
problem with
lie,
that,
that's awesome.
it's awesome, but I could just see the two of them on a bike riding down the damn road. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Well,
I can't.
Hayden.
I'm sorry.
So Ewan's like 5'11", almost 6 foot, right? And then Hayden's like 6'2", 6'3". Imagine a 6'3" guy with his arms wrapped around you, shaking in fear, like just pure fear. Like you're supposed to be the most badass Jedi and the chosen one, but you shaking like a motherfucker on the back of a motorcycle. I can see it.
It just I don't know. My thing is this, and this might be me, this might be sexist or whatever you want to say, but I can't be on the back of a bike just have my arms wrapped around some man, you know what I'm saying, while he's riding on the bike. I can't do it. As a kid, yeah, maybe. As an adult, I'm not getting on the back of your bike. We're not gonna look like two weirdos on the back of this bike. I'm not gonna do it. I can't do it. It's against my manly pride. I can't get rolled around by some man. I can't do it.
Chris, he does not look like Macaulay Culkin. He does not. Hayden does not look like Macaulay Culkin. Have
What's
you
up,
seen
Bodie
Macaulay
Collections?
Culkin? He looks great now. He looks so healthy.
That's like one of the funniest things that I've ever seen, though. Like some big Harley Davidson guy riding on a Harley and he got this other guy on the back holding on to him. And I just laugh. Like, looks like the letter 10 right down the street. Got some big burly guy. I don't know. They just look like 11, but you know what I'm saying? I can't do it. Like, no, I can't be on there's a reason they call it riding bitch. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it.
Oh no.
We might get kicked off for that one.
we might
lose some fans. But,
we might be dropping some people on that one. I'll keep an eye on the follows.
It's the truth, though. All right, let's go. Because this story is funny.
My dad was there was a charity organization in my little town of Crieff, and my dad was the chairman of this charity organization one year. Kids would write in, and this little kid wanted to ride a motorbike. So my dad organized for his friend to bring a little 50cc motorbike, like one of those tiny little Honda ones, to a field. And this little kid got to ride around, and I was there. And after this kid rode around, my dad said, "Do you want a go?" And I went, "Okay, Dad." So I got on this motorbike, and it was tiny, and I was quite tiny. And it was just a twist and go, no gears, and I took off on it, and I like, my life changed. You know, I couldn't believe that this turned into this, and I still feel a bit like that today. Like when I get on a bike and I ride somewhere, I still feel like, are they really letting me do this? Like, are we allowed? It's so good it should be illegal or something. You know, you have that feeling.
I can agree with that, because like when you get on a Harley or you get on a bike of any sort, like just the amount of freedom you have on a bike is just, it's different. Like in a car, cool. Yeah, you know, you can have somebody in the passenger seat and you listen to the radio, but on a bike, it's just you, the tires, the motor, and the road, and that's just it. It feels damn near illegal, like he says. It just, like, how is this a legal thing to do on a street? Blaring 90 down the freeway, just no care in the world.
To me, the first time I rode a bike, to me, honestly, it was like flying. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of, like, being like just flying through the air, like something like a bird would feel or something like that. Like, that's the closest thing you'll ever come to be, because you got this speed, you got this, you know, the wind's blowing against you and you're just riding, you got your arms like, but it's almost like you're just in the air and you're flying down.
I don't know, I've skydived. That's literal flying. that's more falling,
but it's, I don't know. You know, I didn't go to skydiving until after I rode a bike. And if I was going to be comparison to the two, that would be the closest thing you could compare to skydiving or bungee jumping or something like that, where you're actually floating through the air or falling through the air, whichever way you want to call it. But it's riding a bike gives you that, like that sense of freedom. Like there's nothing like, to me, it was like a way a bird would be thinking, you know, as it's flying through the air. When you're on a bike, it's just the bird's just there. It's just a bird flying, you know, and there's just open space around you. And that's the way it was the first time I rode a bike.
I have to agree. I think it's, like I said, just the sense of freedom. It's just, like I said, it's just you, the bike, and the road, and that's it. You're not worrying about the passenger seat or kids screaming in the back, because you can't put two kids in a car seat behind you on a bike. I mean, you can. I think you'd get pulled over a lot faster, but
I don't know why it's putting these behind it, but Bodie Collection says, like the scene from Dumb and Dumber. That's exactly what they look like right down the street.
They show up to Aspen and they're all frozen.
And Bodie said, he says, my pops named me after Bodie, the skydiver from Point Break movie. So,
fuck around. That's cool.
That was what actor was that? He died. He also played in Ghost and Roadhouse and
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze, yeah. My name thing just don't work in my brain no more. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me.
I'm talking about the Sways.
Patrick Roadhouse is one of my favorite movies. I love Roadhouse. That movie.
Every
was
time
dope.
I hear Roadhouse, though, I think of Peter Griffin when he kicks somebody. Roadhouse. That's all I think about is him kicking something or kicking the table, and he looks at Lois. Roadhouse. And like walks off like it never fucking happens. It's like, okay.
All right, let's continue with the story.
So I've never gotten over it, and that's still my favourite way to get around.
I love it.
The prequels were underrated. 3, 2.
Okay, what do y'all think? Who says what?
Strongly agree, both of them.
Strongly agree that they were underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Like-
When I watched this the first time, I had to. I even said, like, I strongly agree. They were so underrated. And I grew up in that generation.
It's crazy. You know, when you think about Star Wars in a whole, and you think, okay, so the original trilogy, people hated the prequel trilogy, which I don't know why, because I'm a really original trilogy person. Get it out. And I like the prequels. I was so excited about new Star Wars coming out. Like, I don't think unless it was just terrible, just the worst movies ever. I don't know how they could have been. I don't know how they could have been. And that's even the strange thing, because, you know, we talk a lot of shit about the prequels on here. But in all reality, it's Star Wars to me. I still love the prequels. I might not, if somebody says, out of all the Star Wars, you can watch anything you want, I'm not going to pick the sequels. But if it's on, I watch it. Every time it's on, I watch it. If it comes on TNT or TNN or whatever channel it comes on, I watch it. So I can't sit back and be like, oh, I hate the sequels. I think they could have done way better. But it's still Star Wars to me. I still love it. I still watch it every chance that it comes on. But I won't, like, if I'm going to watch a Star Wars movie, I'm watching Revenge of the Sith. That's like my number one pick out of all the Star. I'm picking Revenge of the Sith. That's, if they say you can only watch all the Star Wars, I'm picking Revenge of the Sith. So, and I grew up during the original trilogy. Like, original trilogy was all there was for 20 years of my life. That was it. You know, that's all you had. So the prequels, I don't know. I like the story. I like the background. I like the actors that they got. I didn't so much like the CGI stuff that they did, you know what I'm saying, just because dude, how did they go back in time and it's better quality than now? They should, you know what I'm saying? That kind of was strange, but I was an adult, so I knew what happened. For a kid, they might not know what happened, but I think they both strongly agree that the prequels were underrated. That's my thought. Let's see what we got over here. Chris says the outside of him in it and just about every other huge name actor these days. Yeah, that's kind of, I get you. And then Bodie Collection says, literally, I put the movies on every once in a while, and it blows my mind. Outsiders came out IMO. Then I got the respect it deserved. Yeah. I think people, I think they had and that's what I was trying not to do with the Kenobi series. Like, really, that's what I was trying not to do. I don't want to be in a position where I get so hyped up over this, which I already am. I feel, because I'm so hyped up over there. Then if they make any mistakes, I'm being overcritical of shit. Because I'm not going to say that I like the Book of Boba Fett. I'm not going to say that, because in all reality, I didn't like it. But after watching it multiple times,
blasphemy.
It grew on me. It grew on me to the point where now, I'll watch it and it doesn't bother me. When I first watched it, it bothered me. Like, dude, this is so poorly done. The story was so it's just terrible. But as I watched it, I kind of see what they were trying to do. And especially after watching the making of the Book of Boba Fett, that, and and them explaining why they did the things that they did and why some of the things happened and what they were trying to achieve. They were trying to make Boba Fett into a good guy, so they wanted to change and give him that family dynamic, and they did that. They accomplished that. I just think they should have done it with another character other than Boba Fett. They leave Boba Fett alone. He was a great bad guy. What's up, Obi-Wan Kenobi? But I just don't. I went into it once again. I went into Book of Boba Fett with such high expectations, and then I went into it with such high expectations, and then it didn't perform as well as I thought it did. Not to say that it's bad, because I think it's good. You know what I'm saying? Once you sit down and watch it and see what they're trying to do with it, it turned out pretty good. But I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's Star Wars that's there. It's kind of like, I don't even know what to compare it to, because there's nothing else that I have to compare it to. It's like the first 2 seasons of the Clone Wars. It's Star Wars, but it was just there, kind of. It wasn't nothing spectacular. It was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it. This is good. But it wasn't nothing that was spectacular.
Bodie's like, Kyle, when I first found this podcast, you were shitting on Book of Boba Fett. And I got a low-key mad, but I'm glad I stuck around. Y'all are awesome. Also like to say, like you say it, okay for us Star Wars fans to not agree, which is true. We should be able to not agree and disagree. We should be able to agree and disagree and not belittle one another. Like, I cannot like something and y'all cannot, you could like it, and we should be fine at that. That's how it should be,
This is the thing. You can love Star Wars and not like everything that's in Star Wars. Just because you love something does not mean you have to like I love my kids, but sometimes I don't like being around my kids. I don't like them. It's like, oh man, you get on my damn nerves. Why do you do the dumb shit that you do? Like, because they're kids, they're supposed to do that. It's impossible to make everything 100% good. There's going to be things that I dislike about stuff and that I love about stuff, and it's not going to match with somebody else's opinions. That's all right. We all are human. We all have a fucking opinion. If we didn't have opinions, then the world would suck. We'd be boring as shit. It's about opinions, and the thing is that we have to keep with Star Wars that I think a lot of people find bad is because some people are like, you can't say you're a Star Wars fan and then dislike something in Star Wars. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? We're allowed to not like stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't particularly care. Honestly, I watched the sequel trilogy over Book of Boba Fett. But
that's sad. That hurt. That hurt a little. I'm not gonna lie to you. That really stung. Like, my heart sunk when you said that. That hurt.
Yeah, it just But also, I can sit back and say I don't like the Book of Boba Fett, and then they come out with season 2, and we get way more depth involved into it, and I'll be like, dude, this all fits together so well. Like, I don't like the story was exercised well. What little bit of story it had, because they based it on action. They wasn't there to really tell us a super big story. It was more about action, keeping people enhanced, and that's what they do to make money. I'm not mad at nobody for that, but it's just me particularly, I didn't care for it as much as some other people would. And some people love it, and I'm happy that they love it. I'm happy that they were produced. But we're also comparing Book of Boba Fett to other TV series that have came out that Disney has put out on Star Wars, and the only thing we really have to put it up against is The Mandalorian, which was phenomenal. Then you put Book of Boba Fett up against it, and it's like, dude, this doesn't carry the weight. Book of Boba Fett didn't carry that weight. And that's kind of how I look at things. I look at things by what do I have it to compare it to? And the only other thing that we really had to compare it to was The Mandalorian, which 2 seasons of just perfection.
Oh, yeah.
And it just lacked. And, I understand that everything's not going to be good. Everything can't be good. It's impossible. It's like giving a 10 out of 10 on everything. Perfection is not, it's impossible. I didn't even do that on Mandalorian. Obi-Wan says, I think the Book of Boba Fett was a background to where he is at and what he is now about to do after the Sarlacc. But now he is be a major player in Mando Season 3 and free to be the badass we originally expected. That's possible. That's definitely possible.
Oh, yeah. I think, like Kyle and I have talked about this, I think it's going to lead to him being Mandalore. I really do.
I
John
hope
and
so.
John and Dave really hit that whole. We don't care if it's Legends or canon. If you call it Legends, we're going to make it canon, and whatever's canon, we're going to enhance it. So have fun with this. We wanted that badass Luke Skywalker because we got played dirty in the Last Jedi. What did John and Dave do? They gave us that badass Luke Skywalker moment in season 2 of Mando, just to restore the faith in Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker. So you're going to tell me that they're not going to at least try to make Boba Fett Mandalore? Like even have a fight between him and Din for the Darksaber and Boba doesn't win? I don't care. Like we're going to get more of Boba, and I think it's going to be
Well,
like
didn't Dave say at one point, or John, one of them, in the interview, that the Mandalorian books, the trilogy, the Book of Boba Fett, the actual Book of Boba Fett trilogy books, what is it, Mandalorian Wars? Ain't that what it was called?
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be a part of the Mandalorian Wars, where Boba Fett started off before he went back to Mandalore.
He becomes the Mandalore.
Yeah,
because then we find out about his daughter. We find out about his infliction with dealing with being a clone and what's happening to him, and how he's degrading faster, and how they look for a way to fix it. And a lot of that stuff is in those books, and I think that's the direction they want to tell their own story. They're not going to tell that story, but I think that them are some of the things that they're going to put into it. Bodie Collection says the biggest problem with Star Wars right now is we are not getting enough puppets and practical effects. CGI has come so far, but we know it doesn't hold up over time.
Which is true.
I agree with that.
I gotta agree. Like if we were to make a Solo movie, like the Solo, if we were to make Solo 2, like I'm sorry, we're gonna meet Jabba the Hutt, because at the end of the first one, they were heading to Tatooine to meet Jabba. I'm sorry, if you CGI Jabba the Hutt again, I'm done with it. I'm done with the character, and that's hard to say because I got a lot of Han Solo shit.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think I'll be done with the character, but I don't know that the CGI. It was so bad when they redid it in the CGI, especially when he steps over his tail when they're walking to the Millennium Falcon. It just looks.
Whoa,
bad.
Chris, you can't be dropping shit like that. Read that, Kyle.
What if they led the Jinn to the mask, that how he leads into the spinoff series of Revan and gets the history of the mask? That would be dope. That would be dope. That would be dope.
I knew you'd like that.
That would be dope. Hey, I'm a big fanatic. I want Raven, and I think that they should do a trilogy on Bane.
Oh yeah,
I really do. I think the Acolyte is like I keep on kind of hoping that the Acolyte's going to be, but I have a feeling it's going to be about Plagueis and Palpatine. I think that's where it's going to go.
I don't think so. I think it's going to go way before that. I really genuinely think it's going to be.
Well, it says in the little thing it's only a few years, like 10 years before.
Do you really believe that Dave and John and all them are going to sit there and tell us the exact timeline when they've had 30, 40 million different stories in their head brewing? You got to think Dave worked with George Lucas. George gave Dave everything. And then Dave has all those books that were placed outside. You have the KOTOR stuff. I mean, I don't think it's going to be the 10 years before. I think it's going to be a good 100 years or 50 years before, where we actually.
I mean, you got to also understand that Plagueis was around for a long time. That dude was like 4,000 years old or something, and he didn't sleep. That's why I never got in the movie why they said he killed him in his sleep, because if you read the book Plagueis, he got him drunk first.
You really think Palpatine's going to tell the truth, though?
Yeah, I mean,
but
I just never got why they didn't say what happened in the book, because it's like, dude, the book was written right before Revenge of the Sith, so it's like, dude, why didn't you just like say his apprentice got him drunk and then killed him? Because he got him drunk and basically passed out. And Palpatine is the only, and this is another thing that that's one of my arguments. When a lot of people sit back and say that Palpatine is the most powerful, he is the only Sith apprentice that did not win the mantle of master by defeating his master in battle. He's the only one.
He cheated.
And that's also why he didn't follow the rule of two and he didn't do all the other stuff but then they say he's the most powerful Sith ever. And I'm like, dude, not even close. He couldn't beat Plagueis. That's why he got him drunk because he made him go to sleep. He made him pass out and he killed
And he couldn't beat the Jedi either. He had to use clones.
So it's like, dude, how powerful can Palpatine really be? To me, I just don't get it. Obi-Wan Kenobi says, I just trust Dave and John. After we get to the end of all the shows, it will all come together as a badass masterpiece. I do agree with that, too.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I think that Dave and John have an end game. I don't think they're just writing and they're going to come up with an end game. I think they already have an end game set up. I really do. I think they have an end game set up, and they're going to lead everybody to that point, and then, whatever Disney decides to do with it at the end is what they do, because, Star Wars is going to be around a lot longer than we are. It's not going anywhere. There's too many fans, and there's too many new fans that's coming into the franchise. Kids are 5 years old loving Star Wars. They're loving all this new Star Wars stuff.
I'm currently holding one.
So Star Wars ain't going, as long as Disney's making money off of Star Wars is going to be around forever. It'll be here long after we are. But I think that they have an end game in mind. I think they're going to have it set up, and I think Disney is backing them in this end game. That it's going to be just now the stories might get all twisted and demented after they're gone. But I think it will continue to lead. I think they're going to leave a legacy. They're going to have like this end piece that's at the end, and all the writers that come way after they're gone, they're going to just keep writing up to this end piece, and then they're going to do that end piece. And whatever that end piece is going to be something that we have never even thought of yet. It's just beyond everything that we could even think.
And it's going to be beautiful. It's just going to be beautiful.
It's just going to suck that we're not going to be around to see it, because it's probably going to be like 150 years away. It ain't none of us living that long. But I know that I'm going to enjoy every minute of it until the day that I'm gone.
Oh, me too. And I hope my kids and my grandkids and so on and so forth have the same passion that I do for it. I have plenty of other passions and things I'm into, but Star Wars is tied with another thing, and that's just those two things. If I could pass Star Wars and that rodeo life I grew up doing down the line and make the love happen, and they can be nerdy and do cool stuff and love the passion that I have for Star Wars and pass it down and just keep making generations of Star Wars fans, it'll never die. Unless if something is to happen to a point where it can die, it won't. It just, my biggest thing is it won't, because of like how passionate we are. My daughter in my arms right now, out cold. She is a big Star Wars fan. Big. Son loves Chewbacca. Loves Chewbacca. My little nieces and nephews love Star Wars. Every time I get, like, their birthdays, my brothers get mad, but I always get them something Star Wars. I'm that uncle. I don't care.
Star Wars is awesome. That's why.
Yeah, and that's it. Like the kids, when kids come over to the house, they see my lightsabers, they see all my collection. That's Darth Maul, or that's Darth Vader, or that's Baby Yoda. That shit's gonna live forever. And people need it. And that's
they
what
got to tell
about.
Baby Yoda's story. He's 50 years old and he's a baby. They got to tell his story as he grows up. That's the reason they gave you a character so young, because then they have to grow up with that. They have to mature him and get him all the way up to where he's gonna go.
Dead ass, Obi-Wan. Dead ass. My grandkids better be fans. They better not sell my Black Series when I'm dead. I agree. My kids and my grandkids better be holding on to this shit, because this shit, I didn't spend all this money for you little bastards to turn around and get rid of it.
Well, it depends, on what they can sell it for. Because I got some stuff that, when I'm in 50 years and I'm dead, if my great grandkids or grandkids need the money for whatever, and they sell it and they, give them a couple million, that's the reason I bought it for. Because I know it's going to appreciate.
Hell no! Hold on to that. That is like Tori's got the episode 1 lightsaber we went and got signed and certified by the PSA by Ray Park. Motherfucker, that better die with. It's probably going to go to the grave with Tori, but if it don't, it better be like a family generational pass down. Like
that's a question. Are you going, when you die and get buried, are you going to get buried with some Star Wars memorabilia?
Oh, you better be burying me in a clone trooper outfit. I better be going down like a 501st soldier. You better be burying me right.
Think some grave robber digs your ass up. They try to rob you for some shit. They open it up and it's a stormtrooper sitting there. They go like, "What the hell?
What is this? Is this a gag? Somebody screwing with me?" No, that's
Like, is there a body in there?
There's about $8,000 right there on the dead body, bro.
That would scare the shit out of him.
Just a clone trooper looking up at him. You don't know if it's dead or alive.
That would be crazy. All right, let's see what they say. We've been talking for a minute.
2, 1.
I mean, not by the people that love that. Sort of we made them for, in fact.
Yeah, underrated at the time.
At the time.
Yeah.
And by the critics and stuff.
I feel
at
like
the
now,
time, yeah.
though, just needed a little bit of time, to sort of ferment in our popular culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they were appreciated at the time by the generation we made them for, if you like. It's just that.
I like he says that, and that's one of the best things that that you could actually say, because you got to remember each trilogy was made, and each one of the movies were made for the people of that time, not the original trilogy. The original trilogy was made for the people of that time. That's why it has a lot of stuff that has to do with like Vietnam and stuff like that, freedom, hope, stuff like that. Then it went to the prequel trilogy that has something to do with that time, period. And then we got the sequel trilogy that's made for the kids of this time, or the younger people of this time, because that's their target audience.
Well, if you think about, like, in '99, we were having problems with Russia and Iran and Iraq and all that. And then when the next one came out, we were at war. And in Star Wars, they were at war. And I think George timed these to give you hope, in a sense of just, hey, I know it's bad, but we do have people fighting for the good and the greater good, and don't lose that hope. And he really instilled that in these movies.
I think so too. I really do. And I think that it's just, it's the, but I agree with what he says. They were made for the people of that time, for the younger generation, because every time they come out with a movie, they're trying to hit a target audience, and the target audience is the younger, because they're trying to create new lifetime fans. That's their job. That's what they want to do. So the movies are made for the people at that time. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I hate the sequels. It's probably just because you don't understand it. And the reason that they're basically recreations of the original trilogy, it just in a different sense, and they put a different person as the star, because you got women trying to do, to get more rights and to get better treatment in the world. So they show a woman that's coming up and having hope, being this person and finding out about our ancestry, and be like, oh, my people were bad, or my ancestry was not good, and being able to go through them things. And that's a lot of the things that's happening in the world right now. I mean, how many people right now are, going and getting their ancestry DNA stuff done, and they're finding out that they're not who they think they are. And that's kind of who she was. She didn't know who she was. Even though, I mean, if you really look at the storyline, it's not too much different than the original trilogy. Some lost kid grows up, finds out that they got powers, moves on, fights the bad guys, and then wins at the end. Hope prevails, but it's still the same thing. And they needed that, because that's why the younger generation loves the sequel so much, because it gave them that same type of feeling that it gave us with the original trilogy, or me with the original trilogy, and everybody else with the prequel trilogy. Because if you really look at the prequel trilogy, it's not too much different. You got Anakin, some kid, slave, found, brought up, finds out he has powers, moves on, fights the bad guy. Just the only thing is, at the end, he turns into the bad guy. But, so they changed it a little bit, but the storyline is still there. And that's the thing that a lot of people fail to realize. They're creating these movies, they're creating the things for the people of our time. So sometimes you got to go back a little bit and think about it as how you thought about it when you was a kid. And then it makes it better. That's why I'm not going to pick the sequel trilogy to watch if I have everything, all the Star Wars to watch, but I'll watch it every time it comes on, because I look at it like that, like a kid. I appreciate it for what it is. How many movies are we getting? They just came out with Top Gun Maverick. It's a remake of Top Gun, and it's just for this time. So it's going to have enough differences in it to make it appealing to them, but it's still going to be the same movie as the original one, and that's the reason it.
And
there
what
was
do
a
we
face
say?
that he didn't want to do it at first.
And in 17 years, who are we to say that it doesn't have that nostalgic love that this does? Right here, Kenobi is 17 years later, and they're finally making it. In 17 years, we could have a Rey TV show where Daisy Ridley's coming back and doing the kind of Obi-Wan Kenobi thing, where it's just an Obi-Wan. It could have that love. Yeah,
I would watch it. It's still Star Wars. I'm going to watch it. I don't care what it is. If it's Star Wars and it comes out, I'm watching it. Now,
yes, Bodie, that is correct. Great perspective. Daisy will get the same treatment Hayden did. Yes, Hayden got a lot of fucking hate. A lot of hate. And
they
now
said he was
everybody,
a bad actor. I would just watch Jumper when I was gone on vacation. We was at the hotel room and I watched Jumper. Jumper was a good movie.
I love that.
I was like, this is a dope movie. I've never really sat down and really I watched it before, but I wasn't really paying attention. I was doing other things. It was just kind of on. But I actually sat down and watched it, and it was a good movie. He played a good part. So I don't get where people saying Hayden is a bad actor. First off, he was young. Everybody's a bad actor when they're young. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make mistakes. But
not everybody can be a Patrick Swayze or a Tom Cruise or Emilio Estevez or Charlie Sheen. You can't just have it in your DNA to be that good. You know, you were trained for that. Hayden wasn't trained to be an actor right out the gate. He came into this.
And it just, so they're like, he's a bad actor. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I thought he did a great part in it. I really liked Hayden's acting in it. So I never was one of those people that thought, the prequels is bad because Hayden's a bad actor and Ewan and I'm like, dude, this dude was surrounded by some of the best actors that we got. You know what I'm saying? And they helped him, and he got better as the movies. By Revenge of the Sith, I think that was some of the best acting I've ever seen. Some of the parts was like, oh man, come on, dude. Like that end scene where right before him and Obi-Wan fight when he's talking about being a Sith or his empire, like that was terrible. But I don't think it was his acting that made it terrible.
I think the worst acting he gave us was in episode 2 when he was talking to Padme. That whole love scene, that was creepy. That's like stalk you in the middle of the night, watch you sleep kind of creep. Like, that was a little different.
But at the end of the Revenge of the Sith, when they're talking right there, it just didn't seem convincing. But is not necessarily his acting that does that. That to me, it was just bad writing. They wrote bad in that. That was just a bad scene. They should have wrote the scene differently. But that's just my opinion.
But now they are addicts at 1313 podcast. Hey, don't be tagging them unless they're going to come on and talk with us. No. Hey guys,
come on. I love the guys at 1313.
We love you guys. You guys are awesome.
But yeah, I didn't like. I don't know. I don't know why it got such bad ratings. Or hate on it. I thought it was great, and once again, it was just because it's Star Wars, and it came out after I had been waiting like 20 years for Star Wars to come out. So I was super excited. I was like so damn excited. They could have put a turd with a lightsaber on there. I think I would have loved it. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Hanky with a lightsaber.
I don't think they could have messed those movies up. But also, I'm a little bit older. See, that's one of the things I noticed about getting older. I look at things differently than I did when I was younger. Like, dude, I was so excited about Star Wars. Now, I was excited about Book of Boba Fett, but I actually analyzed it and looked at it like, was it good? Did they do a good job? And I don't think that, and the only reason I don't think that they did a great job with Book of Boba Fett was that it just didn't have enough story to it. You got to give me a story. You got to intrigue me. But I'm older. I still remember the long, drawn out, New Hope was, if you really watch New Hope was one of the boringest movies ever. But it was exciting because it was something that was different. Nobody had ever done anything like that. But the story, when they're going through the entire story, you're like, what the, like, I just want to see some lightsabers and somebody get hit with some shit. Throw some shit at somebody, do some sword fighting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was a kid. As I got older, when I watched it, I'm like, dude, this movie is like long and drawn out. But they had to do that to tell the story because then it fit together and it made the whole trilogy great. If they wouldn't have done that, the trilogy wouldn't have been as great as it was. It would not have had the same effect if they didn't tell the story. And George took the time to tell the story. So you have to appreciate it. That's why it's never rated as one of the best movies of Star Wars movies, because everybody's like, dude, it was kind of boring. if you ask any true Star Wars fan, they will tell you that New Hope was kind of boring. But it
was in
had
their,
to be
top-
that,
It was in their top 4 or top 3,
you know,
but it was never number 1.
yeah, because it was there just to tell the story. It was there to get everything started. So it didn't have to be spectacular. It just had to tell the story. It had to lead you up to the rest of it. And it did just that. It gave you that nostalgia because you got the nostalgia from the story, not so much from the characters, which it did have those characters because we got led to Darth Vader, Princess Leia, Han Solo. And they took time out to kind of, he didn't, because they're limited on time, but they still had enough time to tell the story, to tell each one of the characters, so you kind of got a fit of who the character was. You got the kid from the desert planet, you got Han Solo, the smuggler, you have Princess Leia, the princess of Alderaan, and everything. You had Darth Vader, kind of explain who Darth Vader was. He's the bad guy. He's the guy that ain't taking no shit. Because if you really think about it, in A New Hope, they didn't talk about Palpatine a whole lot. Palpatine didn't come in until later. So,
Holy Sean. Oh, no, I'm sorry, God. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I have a house full of teen boys. That's kind of accurate how teen boys act around girls. We wanted Hayden to play the role of cool, but teen boys are creepy and awkward with ladies. They got no clue.
and that's
I don't
exactly
know.
what happened.
I had 2 older brothers that kind of showed me my way and how to talk to girls politely, but I had homeboys that just you could have, the girl could have wanted him tenfold, and my best friend would have made it so awkward that the girl who wanted him didn't want him no more because of the awkwardness in itself. Like I can see that,
All
like,
right,
especially with Anakin being that way. He only kid, grew up with a bunch of celibate Jedi, except for a couple of them. I would assume a couple of them, because come on now.
I think all of them, at least at one time, had some sort of crush or some sort of feelings for somebody.
Oh yeah.
I would even say Yoda. There was probably at one point in time Yoda seen somebody that he was attracted to, but that's the whole thing. You have to learn how to beat that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on because we keep getting stuck on these tangents.
Hey man.
All right, let's see what he says.
There was no social media then. There was we didn't hear their voice as much as you would do nowadays. With a film that's coming out now, there's no question what people think about it because you can see it on social media, and the audience's voice is much louder now, if you like. And at the time, basically the reaction was driven by the critics who.
Okay, right there, it tells you how powerful all of our voices is. Sean, Bodie, Obi-Sean, everybody on here, our voices make a difference in Star Wars. Because they didn't have that back in the day. Because I guarantee back in the day, the prequel trilogy would not have got the hate that it got because it was coming off of just the critics. That's what he's saying. Basically, the critics is the one that said it wasn't that good of a movie. The fans didn't have a say-so. Now we have a say-so on if something is good or bad, and we have the ability to speak our opinion. That's why I might not like Book of Boba Fett, but if you go to the Rotten Tomatoes and look at what the audience says, it got like 89% like ratio on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's a big difference than the prequels had, and that's what Ewan he's explaining right now. They didn't have that. So for somebody to say that it was bad, just imagine if the prequels would have came out and there was social media around. Like everybody had a voice like we do now. Dude, I think it would be way up there on Rotten Tomatoes. It would be way higher than where it is. I bet you if you go look it up right now, it's way higher than what they said the critics said back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because the critic's job is to look at it. And just for me being in the industry, I look at movies like critics now. Or TV shows like a critic. I look at sound. I look at, dialogue. I look at, special effects. I'm looking at all these different things. And if they don't all fit my criteria that I think that they should be in, it drops the score.
Rotten Tomatoes scored it at 80%. Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. And so 80%, but you go back 20 years ago, I guarantee it wasn't getting that.
Nope.
It was probably getting a 40% because it was only critics that was the ones that look at it. And they're analyzing every aspect of the show. That's what they're paid to do that. And now you got social media and people get to put in their opinions, and we all have a voice now that we didn't have before, and we get to say what we feel as the world feels this something is. And that gives us way more of a voice. That's why I know Star Wars will never die, because there will be fans like all of us that are on social media, that are on doing YouTube, that are doing the stuff that they're doing. And that's exactly why Star Wars will last forever, because there's going to be fans forever. Star Wars isn't going nowhere. Okay, let's finish saying what he said. Listen to what he said.
Decided they weren't as good as the original film, and George always had he always had a very strong idea to make them different kinds of movies. He didn't set out to remake what he'd done in the 70s. He wanted to try to tell to set those films up, if you like, but also to make them feel different, which they do.
The Star Wars universe is the best cinematic universe.
Yes, it is. I don't care what they say. Yes, it is.
Yep.
I think they're both going to strongly agree on this. But I know, there ain't, like, I love Marvel. Don't get me wrong. I love Marvel movies. I'm not going to say I love Star Trek, because I ain't even watched Star Trek. But I watched the old ones, like Next Generation and stuff with my mom and the original ones. But I don't know anything about none of the movies. Because there ain't no way. They didn't have Darth Vaders. They didn't have the Sith. They had weird people from planets that I ain't never heard of. It just sucked. Like some dude with no special powers can beat this guy that's 5,000 times bigger than him. And, come on.
Captain Kirk sleeping with anything that's got a vagina and tits. Didn't matter if it had 40 legs.
Like, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, like, we get our ass whooped by Klingons. Every single one of them dudes is, like, built as shit and just, like, you know what I'm saying? We're not winning no war against them. So, like, it was just fake. It just looked way too fake. Come on. If Captain Kirk has some special powers, he might win. You know what I'm saying? But the Klingons was dope. These is just a master race of warriors that just cut you up with all kind of knives and shit. We're not winning. All right, let's see what they say.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. I think it's a testament that we love that there's so many different stories being told within it now, because we like that world. George created something that we can escape into, and I think that's why people love it so much. I mean, there's lots of reasons why people love it, I think. But
what I tell you, what have I been saying since the beginning of this podcast? Star Wars is somewhere that you can escape. You don't have to worry about the real world. You don't have to worry about all the stuff that's going on outside. You put on Star Wars, hit play, and it takes you out of all your problems. It's like a drug. You know what I'm saying? It's like reason crackheads smoke crack so they can avoid their problems and everything. I put on Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Put on Star Wars. Don't worry about nothing else that's going on in the world. Just watch Star Wars. It's an escape. It gives me my escape. I guess that's why I also say the Star Wars, I got to get my Star Wars fix. I say that all the time. I got to go get my Star Wars fix. It's like a drug. I'm addicted to Star Wars. All right, let's finish what he said.
The fact that we can tell different stories from different timelines with characters from the original trilogy or not, And
that's really been so fun to watch it just continue to grow and expand. And I love it.
Yeah, me too. I love it. Yeah.
Do you think you've got the most dedicated fan base?
Pause it.
Feels that way.
Hell yes. Motherfucker, we have a whole week where we do nothing but dress up and celebrate. You tell me what other fan base does that?
There's no, do the Star Trek have conventions and shit?
They used to. I haven't heard of a Star Trek convention in years. I haven't seen a Marvel convention ever. Never seen a DC convention, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, nothing. Nothing. But Star Wars has a whole fucking week called Star Wars Celebration. And actors come out to it, and we see trailers and video games, and they drop all this stuff, toys, and like Star Wars has, like, this has been going, Celebration's been going around for, I don't know, 11 years, I believe, 10 years. But even before that,
I think it's longer than that.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's longer than that. I have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's way longer than that. I think Celebration, because we're on what? Celebration, what number Celebration are we on? Because every 2 years, I think it came out in the 90s. We're at 2022. I think they started Celebration, because wasn't it in Chicago first?
I think so. It started in '99.
Yeah, so it's been around for 23 years.
Yeah. You tell me. Hold on. You tell me another convention that's not a Comic-Con, because that shit don't count. You tell me another event that was just for one singular property, and I'll let you have it. But you won't, because there's nothing. There is literally nothing that compares to Star Wars. There's not a Star Wars. Like, it's not like it's just a day. This is a whole fucking week. People fly from all over the country, all over the world, to California, to Chicago, to Florida, to wherever
they're having it at.
And they celebrate as fans. You got the 501st there. You have all these cosplayers and all these famous actors and streamers and all these guys that come out and pay thousands of dollars to just see Hayden and Ewan talk on a fucking panel and to dress up in their favorite characters, where there's no ridicule, there's no judgment. It's just a loving fan base, which it should be all year, every year for the rest of Star Wars in your life, where you should be friendly to one another for it. But for this week, it doesn't matter if you're a 6'5" black guy dressed as Mara Jade. He ain't getting picked on one bit when he's at Celebration. He ain't getting picked on at Comic-Con. Why?
Well, that's because everybody went through the ridicule for years of being able to dress. Oh, you're just a nerd because you dress up. And now it's like, it's just not a nerd thing to do. It's just like the thing to do. Yeah. I mean, there's so many cosplayers on Instagram and stuff, and then they get all this ridicule. You can't do that. You can't do this. But at the celebrations, everybody's loving because everybody's so happy to be there. Come on, you got podcasters that are doing live podcasts from celebrations. You got all the stuff that's going on. You got the giveaways. You got so much like just generosity and caring.
Star Wars is so fucking popular. You can fly. You can fly in a Star Wars plane. You tell me what other property has a plane that's dedicated just to that movie franchise.
And remember, and if you really think about it even in this sense. Star Wars was the first thing that was bought by Disney. The first franchise that was bought by Disney, because they knew that these franchises were going to be great, but they knew the first one that they had to inquire was Star Wars. They knew they had to get Star Wars. They went after that, then they got Marvel, and then they got, whatever else they've got now. But the first one that they went after was Star Wars. That shows you how valuable Star Wars is to them. That's just on a value point. Then you got the fan base. They knew they were bringing the fan base. The fan base is going to follow Star Wars. Mm-hmm. We might hate the things that Disney does sometimes, but without Disney, Star Wars would have been done after, what, Rebels? It would have been finished.
after Clone Wars Season 6, because Rebels was a Disney property.
Yep, you're right. So when you think about it, when you look at it, it was just all around. That just shows you how great Star Wars is. All right, let's finish saying what they were saying. Let's read. Lord of the Rings may be close as it gets, but it's still not the same. That's what Bodie Collection said. Sean said, no contest. We rule the kingdom. Yep, we do.
Hell yeah, we do.
No other property has 3 generations of fanatics. Nope. That's definitely true. We got 3 generations of fanatics. All right.
Bodie said 4. You got baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and now the Zoomers. Yeah. And It ain't going to die. It ain't going to die.
Or we're not going continue. We're not going anywhere. I'll be a Star Wars fan until I drop dead. And then I'm going to heaven and I'm going to talk to God about Star Wars.
Right. Hey, are you able to get Disney Plus up here? Are you?
Hey. Like, when are you going to bring George up here? I want to ask him some questions.
He dies and he's a ghost and he's just haunting Dave. Don't you fuck this up, Dave. Don't you fuck this up, Dave. You just see Dave's like in a psych ward after everything he's gone through with Disney. And George is just taunting him like, you fucked it up, Dave.
No, I think he would hide Kathleen.
Yes.
He would definitely hide Kathleen. All right, let's go.
Yeah. The Star Trek fans might have something to say about that, but
we'll ignite a war.
Yeah. People beating each other up in cinema queues around the world.
And Marvel as well, of course.
Yeah, well.
pineapple on pizza is delicious. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. I don't
Yes,
care what
it
nobody says. I like pineapple on pizza.
Fuck yes. I don't give a shit what Gordon Ramsay says. He can pound sand. Pineapple goes on pizza. Fuck you, Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, this would be a hot take. Go pound sand. Pineapple goes on pizza. Anchovies don't, and we're gonna hear something about that here, and I hate to spoil that. But anchovies do not go on pizza. The Ninja Turtles already stated that. Anchovies do not go on pizza.
Bodie Collection says he laughs and then says the internet speed is great in heaven and we can watch the OT without all the added CGI. They got it all in heaven.
Sean, he's got some real lightsabers up there.
Hey,
That would be dope. You
what
go
if
up,
God?
you
What
walk
if God
up.
was like a super Star Wars fan? He was like, "Oh man, I created George. George created the greatest thing ever." So you like go up there and the whole heaven is like based on Star Wars.
You're a Jedi or a Sith. You get to pick what side you're playing, and every like 4 years, the people that are down in hell are the Sith. So you're battling it out to see who reigns out.
But you always win because you're better. Because you're on God's team.
Oh man, that would be something else. You walk through, and you got people training with lightsabers. You look at God. What the fuck is that? He's like, oh yeah, we're Jedi's up here, by the way. What?
That would suck. Then he sent me to hell. And I don't want to go to hell. I heard hell was a bad place.
No way, you heard that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yo, where'd you hear that from?
I heard that's not a place you want to visit from. I don't know. Somebody told me
Hell
that.
down here. It's like Arizona.
Hey, like I said, I don't know how Garrison lives there because I was there for a week, man. It's dusty. I lived there before, but I don't remember, man. The wind didn't it was just I don't like Arizona. Arizona's not my place. Like if I ever retire, I'm not going to Arizona. I'm going to Florida or something.
I can see Florida.
There's like no water in Arizona. Like everybody's grass is dead. It just looked bad. It
You
wasn't.
got dirt and cactuses.
It just didn't look good. All right.
It depends. I feel like pineapple with I've had pineapple with jalapeno on the pizza.
Okay.
And it's a great combination.
Oh, okay.
It was actually Jet, George's son, that told me about, you gotta put some jalapeno with the pineapple.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what would you just have the pineapple on its own?
When I was young, yeah.
Really?
I grew up in Canada.
Listen, don't blame the Canadians for your own strange tastes, you know? I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't think I've ever ordered.
I'll make you a pizza one time,
Okay.
and you'll be on this side soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to pull me over to the
We're gonna pull you over to the agreed side.
agreed side. My favorite pizza is pepperoni with anchovies. Because I just must have a real salty taste, you know? But I don't know that I've ever ordered a pizza with pineapple. Of course, I've picked a slice up from somewhere that's got pineapple on it, but it's not something that I would ever think to order.
Obi-Wan's Jedi mullet is the worst hairstyle in cinema history. 3, 2, 1.
Strongly
We
disagree
can't
on
say
that one. Yeah, no.
I'm gonna say this now. That hair, and you paused it at the right time.
That's not
is
really a
fucking
mullet, though.
Gorgeous. That is
That's
gorgeous.
That's not really a mullet though, because a mullet ain't you supposed to have shave size. It's like a full head mohawk or some shit going on.
He just looks like Jesus. Damn it, let him have it.
That's just I don't think it looks that bad. Neither one of them look that bad. With the that's not really a mullet. That's just having longer hair in the back.
Thank you, Bodie. More like the best hairstyle in cinema history. Yes. I'm sorry. Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan was just straight fire. I'm sorry. If he walked up and said, I want your woman, I'd be like, take her. Like, I'm sorry. That I love you, babe, but I ain't messing with him. Like, he looks like he'd fuck me up. And especially with that glare. Look at that death glare.
I don't know why they didn't put no chapstick on his lips before they took that picture. His lips
Real
is dry
shit, though,
as
he look
shit.
dry as hell.
All cracked. Look like you been sucking on a pine cone. He got some dry ass lips.
Let's keep going.
This is taking a long time to watch a 10-minute video.
No, you rock that mullet
No,
very well.
at the time, probably I didn't think it was I might have gone over here. But now, no, I think it's like part of this, the way it is.
It's iconic, yeah.
It's an iconic mullet.
Yeah, it is.
It's quite a mullet though, isn't it, really? It's very Bee Gees. I think it's a sort of Bee Gees haircut more than anything. Bee Gee Jedi.
Did you like the little, was it the plait that you had coming down for another one?
The Padawan braid, yeah. I did like that.
Me too.
But mainly because you made it look so cool in episode 1. I was like, oh, I get one of those now? Yeah.
It's an interesting idea, isn't it?
It is. I've met people
Who have one.
who have their own Padawan braid because of that, yeah.
And then also, what's forgotten is that you have the little
The thing on the
the
back
thing on
too,
the back
yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
which
And-
so that's
and you
often forgotten about.
You had to grow your hair so that they could attach it, and the rest of it was very short. So if you weren't filming, your hair looked very odd
Yeah,
because you had a
just one-
long bit right here and a
Yeah.
long bit right here, and everything else was very short.
Yeah, I remember that first thing in the morning, but just having it sort of glued in.
Yeah,
You know.
I kept a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny is that you see them up for auction every now and again. Somebody.
People buying Jedi braids on auction.
Yep. And you can still see them on there too.
Wow, I bet you
Seen
can.
them on eBay a few times.
Oh, they ain't on they ain't selling them on Etsy.
No, I mean you can buy them.
Some
You
they
can buy
making
it.
them put
Hey
them
man,
on
that's
Etsy.
my plug. You leave my plug alone. Yes, you can find them on Etsy, but they're not like they call it like when you look on eBay, they're like, oh, this is genuine real hair from the actor who had the Jedi or the Padawan braid. Have you not seen the deleted scenes? That's real hair, but that's not their real hair.
Yeah, it's well, you just said it. They're clip-ons, or they put them in the
But
hair,
when
so
they
they got to
when they
grow that
sell
one
them in
piece
the
of hair out.
description on eBay, they try to sell them as like genuine real, like the actor's
yeah.
real hair.
People always try to do that, but then they'd be like $100. Like, dude, if that was real hair from actual Star Wars, it's worth way more than $100.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be starting your starting bid at $100.
It's not gonna happen.
sells one, and
Oh, yeah.
like there was only one. Like there was a new one every day. It wasn't the same one. People are selling them like the Jedi braid. You're like, no.
It's great to be working again with the person opposite me. 3, 2, 1.
Strongly, I'm going all the way
All
over
the way
here.
over here. Absolutely, yeah, it is.
It's just the coolest
been
thing.
the best, yeah.
I mean, we became so close when we were doing the prequels.
Holy
and
shit, we
just
said
to get to
something
come
about
back
1313 and they popped up.
Yeah.
and do this again, just to get to sit here and
I know.
do this
I know.
is such a trip.
Well,
It's just totally like picking up where we
Yeah,
left off. I
yeah.
mean, when we were
Okay, that's what makes me so excited right there. That part makes me extremely excited. Just what he just said about them working together again. Like, I am so excited to see what happens now. And I wasn't that excited before. I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not going to get that excited because if it disappoints me, I'm going to be mad. But watching them and just listening to them talk about working together again and the bond that they had when they made the prequel trilogy is just dope. It's just it just gets me so excited. I don't even know what to say. I like how excited I am. Like, dude, I'm gonna struggle sleeping for the next couple of days.
Oh yeah, no, I like tomorrow night, like I said, I'm gonna go to bed tonight. I'm probably gonna get some good rest and go to work, and then I'm staying up. Like, it's an all-nighter. I'm not gonna try to keep Tori up, but there's
I
gonna
thought
be
about
scenes.
calling in Friday. Just so I can watch it over and over and over again.
I missed work today. I can't do it again.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I just took 8 days off of work, you know. I can't.
You're
I can't
the
just.
boss, man. You can do what you want.
Yeah, I still got to be there though.
Yeah. Like I said, I there's gonna be moments tomorrow night at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning where I'm hitting the bed, babe. What's this shit? She's gonna get mad. She's gonna smack the hell out of me. Stream probably removed because it was a copyright video.
I think I let it play too long.
Oh, whatever.
We'll see. We'll see when it comes.
Well, this is why we're working on that website, so they can't do that to us.
It's all right. We'll get it all figured out in the end. But you know, which I don't understand is this was put up on YouTube. It's like, dude, what is the copyright on this? You know, why would we even be here? Where?
Watch.
it's not
Hold
like-
on though. Watch Theory do this, and he'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's done, whatever it is.
Well, we can just let it play through.
Yep. Well, it was only a few.
We're on set together, shooting for this TV series. It felt like.
Hold up. Let's put in. Can y'all still hear us or see us or anything, or did they kick it all the way off?
Let me get on. Let me see what's up. Man, that's dumb. Like I said, I could watch Theory, watch this whole video out loud. No, I can still see us.
Are we still talking? I can still see
Can we
us.
pause?
I don't even think we're paused.
No, I can still see us. Yeah, see? I can hear me.
Are we still talking? Stream is unavailable now. If you push it to the end, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Oh, it says they're back. I don't know if we just lost something or whatever.
We might have just dropped for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because like I clicked on our stream and we were fine. Like you heard us talking into the mic, so we might have just lost something on YouTube real fast.
Yeah, I don't know.
They might have pulled that. They might have pulled that trigger a little too soon and realized we weren't showing full on the whole 10-minute video. We're showing snippets and
which they don't talk about much more on here, so we can remove it anyway. Because they don't talk about it. They just talk about working together. But that's that. Oh,
man, why we zoomed in that bad?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I hit the wrong button. But nah, it's
Babe, don't look so annoyed back there.
it's good. Like, damn it, get off of there and go to bed.
Real shit.
But yeah, I'm super excited. So definitely join us on Saturday. We're gonna have what are we having on the show? Details. Yeah, I'm tripping.
Man,
my brain. Okay.
I
Just
know,
let
it's
all
been a
y'all
day.
know. On Monday, I got the confirmation I do have MS. So doctors told me I have MS. So that sucks. But I'm gonna be here as long as I can. But if y'all gotta excuse the brain fog. Sometimes I'll be remembering names and shit. It's not my fault. It's the disease, which sucks because, I don't know why autoimmune disease that attacks your nerves has anything to do with my head, but I guess that's one of the symptoms. But it's all good. It is all good, and I think that everybody should make sure that you tune in on Saturday. You're going to want to see this. We're going to have an awesome show. Got a lot of things to talk about because we get 2 episodes on Friday. Are they going to Wednesday after Friday? They're going just those 2 episodes and then Wednesday? So then we'll be talking about on the Wednesday episodes.
Yeah,
so that'll give us something to talk about on the Wednesday episodes.
Literally, we'll get 1 and 2 on Friday, and then literally we have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then boom,
3.
episode 3.
Damn, that kind of sucks though, because then that actually shortens it doesn't shorten the actual season, but it shortens the time that we're gonna have new Kenobi. We're gonna have the Kenobi series out, because now it's gonna be like a month.
Hey babe, 1313 says hi. 1313 says hi.
Hi.
They said shout out to the female behind CJ. That is my lovely girlfriend.
I didn't realize.
Hi.
Hi guys.
She had her headphones in, so when I sat there and said, "Yeah, she's in the camera," looking all pissy. Promise, it's just her face.
It's true.
But yeah, it's definitely, we're gonna have a lot of fun this Saturday, so definitely tune in. We can't wait to talk some Kenobi with everybody and give our thoughts.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we will see you guys. No, we got a live stream copyright notice. I just got it on my computer. Stream was interrupted, reacting. McGregor, Christian, agree to disagree. LSR 71 Gmail. Yeah. So I don't know if they just cut us off slowly and then let us come on or whatever the thing is, but it's gonna be cool. So definitely make sure that you guys can. I already said that like 5 times. You guys know what to do. We'll see you guys Saturday.
We'll see you on Saturday, guys.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. LightSaber Radio is produced by Pickfilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Kim Lanise, Garrison Turcott, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.